I just wanted to say that I'm still up here on the ISS, and this is my hairdo, because the only reason my hair could be like this is if I'm floating in outer space. Obviously. Look, her hair is floating like this too. We have the same hair.
This is such utter nonsense. This is not in any way a debunking of real live streams, especially of the Artemis 2 mission and other live streams from the ISS. What the flat earthers are doing is they're trying to use these false equivalencies as a narrow blinder to get you to focus on just this, maybe everything that we know. They're trying to get you to ignore absolutely everything in reality, such as people can track the ISS with their telescopes, with telephoto lenses. You can track it, you can see it with the naked eye in the night sky. You can follow its orbit, you can track its orbit, you can watch it with the telescope, you can take pictures of it in front of the moon with the telephoto lens, on and on and on. Amateur photography knows that it's there. You can track when it's going to be there. You can see it with your own eyes. You can watch it with the naked eye, let alone hours of live stream, uncut live stream footage. So his hair is in no way an equivalency of real hair in microgravity. First of all, he's using a green screen while he's hanging upside down. That creates tension on the face. You can see the blood rushing to the face. If they were actually hanging upside down, everything else in the frame would also be controlled by gravity, would be pulling upward, such as whatever jewelry they have would be completely hanging upside down. And that's not what we witness. We witness differentials in microgravity. So in other words, we notice some hair will float, some hair will move freely, while a necklace will float freely in a different way. Especially the biggest giveaway for this is how it is real microgravity liquids. When they consume liquids and they drink liquids in the live streams, in the Artemis 2 full live stream that was over half an hour long, in a single uncut live stream showing them interacting with the background in the capsule, which means it's not a green screen, because they were actually using the materials and the equipment in the background while on the live stream, while the microphone's floating around, and they're passing the microphone around while it's floating around, which means it's not green screen edited, because it's a real object in the foreground that they're using and moving around, with the 0G indicator floating and moving around as well in the foreground, while they are touching the background, which indicates it's not a green screen, because they're using the environment. They're using the laptop, which is attached and velcroed to their background environment, while there's objects floating around in the foreground, while her hair is floating. Some of it is floating freely, while other hair is floating in a different way. So, which indicates real microgravity, or what we call 0G, which is microgravity. So all of the factors easily debunk this nonsense.
So obviously I'm in outer space, because obviously she's in outer space, because they wouldn't lie to us about being in outer space. I mean, there's proof. Look at her hair.
Such as in any other footage, we can see jewelry interacting naturally in microgravity. And the fact that it's in hours long live streams where they go through the entire ISS, International Space Station environment. They're turning the corners, they're going through the corridors, they're floating through the entirety of the structure in a live stream, which indicates it's not them hanging upside down and while they're green screened onto a fake background, which means their jewelry would be hanging completely upside down over their face, which means their clothes would also be hanging up from them hanging upside down. The blood would all be rushing to their head, which means you can't do that live stream for very long, because how long can people possibly hang upside down without passing out from all the blood running to your brain and the pressure, the pressure building up in your head, and being able to speak naturally and behave naturally, while let alone while your hair is interacting differently from your jewelry and from your clothing, which it floats naturally. It doesn't stay down and it doesn't hang up. All these things are interacting and behaving differently, which is natural microgravity reactions. I mean, what else? What else do we have? They were hugging each other while in that live stream, and in that same live stream where they released the waste, the liquid waste from the capsule. In those live streams, they're floating around, they're interacting with their foreground, they're interacting with the background simultaneously while objects are floating in the foreground, while they're floating in 0G in the foreground, while they also take that camera and actively turn the camera around in the capsule and show Earth out the window in that same live stream. Something that all the flat earthers claimed didn't happen, which it did happen. It's just they're not watching the actual live streams. They're not watching the real footage. They're not watching the real sources, the source footage. They're just watching repeated recycled clips from Instagram and from TikTok, from people who make short form content, which damages your attention span and makes you retarded. In every study, short form content makes you retarded and damages your attention span, makes you dumb. People that watch short form content like this are dumb, which is why I don't make short form content, and now I have to debunk it, because everyone else, that's all they watch. They don't watch long live stream content.